To get the look that's deep, rich, a little shiny with the grain showing, it's a pain. You know, you got to sand it. You got to put all those coats of proper stain that'll take. If the stain doesn't work, you put in dye, and then you put a few coats of polyurethane. That brings that rich look of that wood. However, there's an easier way to do this. I just want to show a quick comparison. Here's a board that is stained, and on top of it is a board that's painted. That's right. The top board, what you see up here, is a paint, and the bottom is a stain. 5 times cheaper, 5 times quicker to paint it rather than putting a stain, as well as the paint is actually durable than the stain on the exterior side. So let's see how we can get this beautiful design that simulates the wood on this particular wooden fence. I got one board left here, as you can see, and I'll demonstrate how we got this particular type of wood look. Alright, let's see how we can achieve this particular look of wood grain with paint. If you look at it, in order to achieve this, you need to use 2 different paints. One, as you can see, the lighter color that's in the background, and then the darker color that's in the foreground. So you have 2 different paints combining to give that 3D effect of grains. And you can do much more detailed work as well, but for a fence, a quick 2-minute job is good enough to paint a board, and I'll show you how. We need 2 different paint colors. Let's go inside to pick those paint colors. Like I said, we need 2 different colors. In this case, I bought 3 just to get some choices going, and as you can see here, these are the 2 I used. I used the Terra brown, which is more of a caramel color, a little darker than the caramel, but kind of like the lighter brown as the base. And then I used polished mahogany, both are from Sherwin Williams, as the foreground color that brings a dark, deep walnut look to it. I also bought something called marooned. If you want like a redwood look, this would go great. You know, even though it says maroon, it actually comes out pretty dark, maroonish black. So definitely that's a good contender for the foreground as well. So you use the Terra brown on the background and the polished mahogany on the foreground. So let's do that. And how do we do that? The Terra brown, we just go with the straight brushing. You know, use a good brush and just dab it on, you know, complete even coats. It gives a good background. And then we put our pattern with the polished mahogany using one of these cool tools. $10 on Amazon, gives amazing patterns. So as a technique to how you use this, you go this, you tilt it like this way, you start here, come down. As you come down, you turn. The minute you whip it back, it puts that knot design, and then you can keep on going with the straight lines. Wherever you're missing, you come back with this comb and you just dab it on. And you can see, I'll demonstrate how to do this now. So as you can see, the board is already painted with that Terra brown. So all I'm going to do now is run an even coat of this darker. I don't know if you can actually see it or not in the camera, but run an even coat of that. You see how it comes out a little dark, lighter when it's wet, but when it dries up it's darker. So here's the cool part. So once you apply a coat of that paint, use this tool with a nice even stroke. See how I'm pulling forward into the board? As I come down, I pull it up and stop, whip, and pull it back down and go down. So that's it. If you go closely, now you could see how this paint made that beautiful design. And the spots you miss, you go back with the right size comb, in this case the bigger one, like in here up top. I would say there's a little leak there, so I would go in and just do some random, don't make it too obvious on the sides especially. Run it along, and that's it. Once it dries up, it'll dry a little darker, and you can see these kind of beautiful, see that's where I change the direction, and it puts these beautiful knots and lines, and from a distance these boards look amazing. Alright, so that's how you can paint an entire fence with a look of a rich stained wood and still keep it weatherproof for many years to come. Stained, painted. Stained, stained, painted. No big difference. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.